Hello everyone, it's JC here with another video for you. Today I am sitting here in the park next to my house because I wanted to do a different video for you. But before you start, first of all, I would like to thank every single person who left a lovely message on my last video regarding the surgery that I went through. You guys have been so amazing, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the lovely words and support. So now, let's start with this video. The camera that I'm filming with right now is the Canon 77D, which is my newest camera for my sit-down videos at home. But today I would like to take this camera for a ride and test it as a vlogging camera, because I had some people asking me to do that because this camera is really good. It's one of the newest from Canon. It has the famous dual pixel continuous focus, which is one of the best focus on cameras out there. So because it is so good, so a lot of people were wondering if this camera would be a good vlogging camera. First of all, my vlogging camera, as you guys already know, is the M6 because it is a mirrorless camera. It is smaller and it's much easier to carry around. However, if you are on a budget and you can only buy one camera, if you are still struggling to decide whether to buy a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, first of all, I made a video on that comparing the images of both cameras, so that might help you decide. But also, if you are one of those people who want to buy a camera to vlog but also make videos at home, so I can imagine how hard it is for you to decide which is the best camera for you to buy. So since you already know the M6 and what it can do for you as a vlogging camera, today we're gonna test the 77D and maybe that will also help you make that decision. First of all, I am going to take my phone out and show you exactly the setup that I'm using so you can have an idea. Let me just open my camera here and let's go. So as you can see, here is the setup that I'm using right now. There is the 77D with the Rode Videomicro. I am using this different windscreen, which is the mini windjammer by Ryko, which happens to fit exactly on this microphone. So what I like about it is that besides protecting your sound from the wind, it also makes it a smaller microphone to go with your camera. So I just love it. As for the lens on the camera that I'm using is the 24mm 2.8. One thing that I have to stress is that if you are using this 77D for vlogging, you will probably need a wider lens, because the one that I'm using right now, the 24mm 2.8, very crisp and very good aperture, it is not wide enough. In order for you to have enough on the screen, you will have to hold the camera at a certain distance, and for vlogging it is not that practical. In order for you, for instance, to have enough distance between you and the camera using this lens, which as you can see is a very small lens, although it makes it a very good setup because very practical, however the distance that you have to hold the camera to get enough in a frame doesn't make it very practical, because for instance you would have to hold the camera like this, you see? And if you hold the camera like this and you're still not showing enough on the lens, as you can see there, from what you can see here, it's not enough. You don't cover enough of your background. So it doesn't make it a very easy setup, and also can be a little heavy. The good thing about using this selfie stick is that it can extend a little bit. It can extend a little bit like this, so it might give you a little bit more room, but still, when you're holding it at a distance like this, you still don't cover too much, as you can see. So I don't think this is the best lens for vlogging. Another thing that you have to take into consideration is that by carrying something around like this will actually get your arm very tired eventually, because the camera weighs about 540 grams, the lens itself weighs about 120 grams, and this weighs about 250 grams. So the total setup that I have here as a vlogging setup weighs approximately 940 grams. It's not very light considering a vlogging situation that you have to walk around carrying in this with your arms straight like that. It's not gonna be very comfortable. So as you can see, you cannot actually cover too much with this lens. If you want to use a better lens with this camera, you would probably have to use one like 18 to 55, which is the kit lens that come with this camera, or the 10 by 24. But those lenses are much heavier and bulkier, so they will make your setup even heavier than what it is now. So I think that is one very important thing for you to consider. But what I love about it is that this camera has a very good image quality. It also has a little bit of image stabilization and body stabilization. Obviously it's also digital IS, so as you know, they are not the best, but yeah, I think you still can get some pretty good results. The bad part about this lens is that although it's very crisp, you see there's so much to see behind me, and you can't because this lens is not wide enough. Look at that. Can you imagine? So if this lens is wide enough, you would have a very nice view behind me. So no, this lens won't do. 24mm? Forget it, not for vlogging. So now we're going for a walk. I am going to visit a friend of mine who has a cafe nearby. I am going to eat some Brazilian snacks because she's specialized in that, so she has some things very nice. I am going to visit her and I'm going to take you along with me. So this is a little bit of my neighborhood. We're now walking to my friend's cafe. I didn't tell her that I was going there. I hope she's working today because sometimes I go see her and the cafe is closed. So I hope today is not the day, so I can get some coffee, say hello to her. Oh, meu anjo!
Adorando isso.
Oh,
Como é que
this
você
is
tá?
my
Oi.
friend. Oh, if you ever come to Amsterdam, you have to visit her place because she's got delicious Brazilian snacks and a lovely little coffee and no beer, right?
No.
No beer.
No beer.
Just for like, how can I say? Coffee, tea, and delicious Brazilian snacks.
Fala oi, Lu.
Okay, I'm gonna get some coffee. I'm gonna eat something because I really feel like eating some Brazilian snack. Okay guys, now we're going to try something delicious, which is called spinach quiche with ricotta cheese. Look at this. Oh my god. And this is made, it's not made by you, right?
No, it's not my made. It's coming from Portugal. It's a vegetarian and snack and really delicious.
So you saw that. So if you ever come here, you have to come here and try this. Now it's my turn. So here we are arriving at home. Again, as you can see, using this camera as a vlogging camera wouldn't be a choice for me because, first of all, although it's light, it's still kind of heavy, especially if you have to stretch your arm so much to while you're filming, so it's not very comfortable. Also, the type of lens that I'm using is not wide enough, so it doesn't cover enough. And if I want to use something wider, it would add much more weight to the camera, so the setup would be even heavier than it is now. So definitely for me is not the best setup. So I would still recommend the mirrorless camera, like the one that I have. Oh, let's cross the street here. So I would still recommend the mirrorless camera, in my case the Canon EOS M6 with the 11 to 22 millimeter, because that is the best solution so far. As for the image of this camera, I do like it. See, I just had to change arms because it was getting a little bit too heavy. So like I said, unless you want to be like Casey Neistat, I don't think this is the best camera for vlogging. It is a wonderful one, but not in this situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a fabulous day. Bye.